I'm Philip.
And I'm Justin.
And together we are Pajamas. And we are continuing on through season 4 of Doctor Who. We're on episode 8. Last time we visited Agatha Christie.
Yes.
In a very interesting episode. So who knows where this one will take us. Full disclosure, I'm not feeling too hot. I've had a few setbacks this week. And it's been very stressful. Otherwise, so it has not been the best week for me, as you know. But we have very limited time together, so we need to make the best of it and the most of it. So I'm going to soldier through. We're going to see what this is about. So I will try not to be too spacey or whatnot. I just wanted to throw that out there in case I'm acting weird or something. I don't know. All right. So are you ready?
Yes.
Awesome. Without further ado, let's get into it.
The library is in your mind.
I know it's in my mind, but something's not inside.
Sorry to burst in on you like this. Okay, if we stop here for a bit.
He's much more intrusive than usual. Now he's inside someone's mind.
He invaded a child's mind. At least he knocked, I guess.
Fiction, miss, but you need the smell. The smell of books, don't I? Deep breath.
Every book ever written, whole continents of...
I love biographies.
Yeah, very you. Always a death at the end.
You need a good death. Without death, there'd only be comedies. Try to keep you away from major plot developments. To be honest, I seem to be very bad at.
I mean, it can't be the books, can it? I mean, books can't be alive.
Message follows. Run. For God's sake, run.
Donna,
Yeah.
stay out of the shadows.
What do you think? Cry for help?
Cry for help with a kiss.
Down the woods wall!
Sonic Heat! Who's this thing in?
I can't it wood!
It doesn't do what?
Hang on. Can vibrate wood.
Yeah.
Okay, if we stop here for a bit.
That's barely more than a speak your weight machine, it can't help you.
So why's it got a face? That statue's got a real dead person's face on it!
Oh, wait, no.
What? Hands?
I'm thick! Look at me, I'm old and thick! Head's too full of stuff, I need a bigger head!
Hello, sweetie.
Get out.
You said we were the only expedition. I paid for exclusives.
I lied. I'm always lying. Got a problem with archaeologists?
I'm a time traveler. I point and laugh at archaeologists.
Professor Riversong.
If you understand me, look very, very scared.
Intellectual property of the Film and Lux Corporation.
Right, give it here.
Professor Song, why am I the only one wearing my helmet?
I don't fancy you.
Probably I know you. Oh, I'm pretty boy.
Well, that came out a bit quick.
Pretty?
Trust me, I just spent 4 days on a ship with that woman. She's,
Couldn't tell the difference between the escape pod and the bathroom. We had to go back for her. Twice. You're doing a very good job acting like you don't know me. Crash of the Byzantium. Have we done that yet? Obviously ringing no bells. Picnic at Asgard. Have we done Asgard yet? Your eyes. You're younger than I've ever seen you.
Hello.
You're not allowed to see inside the book. It's against the rules.
What rules?
Your rules. I trust this man with my life.
You've only just met him.
Nope, he's only just met me.
Everybody careful, stay in the light.
It isn't going to be pleasant. She's ghosting. She's what?
What I said before about being stupid. Don't tell the others, they'll only laugh.
Of course I won't.
What's in that book?
Spoilers.
What I want you to remember is this, and I know it's hard. The real world is a lie.
He hasn't met me yet. I sent him a message, but it went wrong. It arrived too early.
Are you just talking rubbish? Do you know him or don't you?
Donna! Quiet.
Sorry. I do know the Doctor, but in the future, his personal future.
Where am I in the future?
Literally the shadows that melt the flesh. Most planets have them. I mean, you've got two shadows.
It's how they hunt. They latch onto a food source and keep it fresh.
We haven't got any helmets. How are we safe?
We're not. That was a clever lie to shut you up.
Professor, and the young with a suit.
800%. Pass it on.
Gotcha.
What's that?
It's a screwdriver.
What are we doing? We're shopping. Is it a good time to shop?
No talking, just moving. Try it. Right, stand out in the middle. It's a teleport. Donna, let me explain. Oh, that's how you do it. Where did it go?
Just gone. I look round. One shadow, see?
It's a swarm in a suit. But it's learning. Your screwdriver looks exactly like mine.
You gave it to me.
I don't give my screwdriver to anyone.
I'm not anyone.
There's a Donna Noble somewhere in this library. Do you have the software to locate her position?
Donna Noble has left the library.
Wow.
Amazing.
Wow. This is not the one to watch when you have a migraine. There's so much to process here. Holy crap. Wow. So where to begin?
It's a very psychedelic episode.
So we have a new villain. This felt very much like Blink. Like, don't look and the things move, the shadows, and like this had a very Blink kind of vibe to it. Like, did you kind of feel like almost like a horror, like a Doctor Who horror kind of thing?
It seemed rather new to me, but I do see how the connection is made.
Yeah, so we have the Vash Denarada. Vash Denarada, I think is how.
I think something like that.
Called. Again, if I mispronounce anything or whatever, please forgive me. So apparently they're like piranhas that swarm in the shadows and eat things alive.
Yes, and having it relate to real-world situations, it explains, for example, how people simply seem to disappear.
Yeah. At the same time, we have this little girl.
Yes.
In another plane of reality, or whatever. It's existence, or
yes, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Which world is the real world? Well, both of them are.
Yeah, even her doctor says that her world is a lie, and then the nightmares are real. But I'm like, how does he know? So that's another like this. I knew this was going to be a two-parter. Like about halfway through it, I'm like, there's too much going on here to wrap it up with a bow in the next half hour or so. Way too much going on. Because we have that going on. She's connected to the library somehow.
Yes. Especially through that security camera.
Yeah. And when she just closes her eyes, she becomes a security camera, yeah. And then this river person is really intriguing. So I'm correct in assuming that this is a future companion, but in the past, which is honestly a fucking brilliant way to introduce the next companion. Even if she's not next, like next being not immediate, but that's so fucking smart. Like, it's probably my favorite part of the episode, honestly.
Brilliant. It actually also puts her in a very interesting position that the Doctor isn't completely in control.
Yeah.
As if he's met his match. But like you said, he doesn't simply give his screwdriver to anybody.
Yeah.
And, well, she isn't simply anybody. He simply doesn't know it yet.
And if she's that important, him not recognizing her would be a problem.
Yes.
Please let them not be romantic. For the love of God. She called him pretty boy. Fuck. I don't want to go down that road. But that felt more like teehee flirty. Not like, oh, doctor, or I can't go on with you because I'm in love with you and you can't reciprocate kind of thing. Obviously, she's fine. If there are any feelings from her end, she's fine with it. She just is along for the ride. But her arc is so interesting. Like, just to see the doctor completely befuddled. Who are you? Who are you to me?
Yes, it's very rare for him to be that perplexed and not know.
Yeah. And she has a book that looks just like the TARDIS.
Mm-hmm.
And that he's not allowed to see because he said so. Like, we're setting up so much stuff for the future. And I think it's really clever. Really, really clever. I really like how Stephen Moffat did that in this one. It goes beyond the, oh, I lost a companion. Now I need another companion. You want to be my companion? Be my companion. Which we don't know how initially, outside of this, how they meet in the future. If that's where it's going, which I'm assuming, as I said, it is. But does that change their meeting in the future then? Like, when he's like, oh, I know you. Oh, you do? Like, will the roles be reversed? They'll remember her, but she won't remember him because he's finally at the point in time where they do meet. But if she's traveling through time like she is, or whatever she's doing, I'm not clear on what how they're traveling other than by spaceship. Because she said she came too early. Like, she sent a message and it came too early.
Yes.
So, like, it's just like, ah.
Time travel can really complicate things.
Yes, it can. Yes, it can.
It does lead me to wonder, well, it's the rule, but what happens when someone breaks the rule of reading the book?
Yeah.
If they find out something that they don't like, could they change it and thus alter history? Or is it simply going to be a spoiler? No, but try to look surprised.
Yeah, like, oh no, the thing I just had read, not Daleks. No. I am glad that it wasn't like creature in the shadows. I like that it was very esoteric. I like that it was very mysterious. That's what I wanted. I didn't want like, oh, it's a lizard, slimy monster creature. I wouldn't have hated it, but I would have been let down. Because that's usually what it's an entity, it's a being, it's a creature. Well, it's an entity. It's usually like a being. It's like a organism. Well, this is too, you know what I mean? It's like you can see it. It's a tangible thing. You know, it's a Sontaran or it's a Dalek or it's
yes.
the Hath. They weren't villains, but still a species of some sort. One could argue this is as well, but I like that it still stays in the shadows in that horror element of the unknown. We just know that they live in the shadows. They swarm. They can kill very quickly. You were gonna say.
And actually, they're even more dangerous. Possibly the most dangerous things. Because he mentioned, well, Daleks this, Sontarans that. But with these...
Oh, yeah.
There's only one thing that you can do. Run.
Yeah. Yeah. And then Donna. She gets teleported back to the TARDIS. Gets interrupted somehow. Screams. And now is a face on... She's one of those information statues with a face. Donna Noble is saved.
Yes, saved like a program, I would think.
Maybe, yeah. Makes you wonder what the other statues are then.
Maybe they're also people that have been saved until the situation is taken care of.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it's like a safe haven, like a sanctuary. Where the shadows can't get to them.
I do like the idea, though, of a face talking, giving information.
That's why it's cool to have Donna along, because she's the human reaction. Not only is she the conscience of the show, as I've said, she was in this one too. When Miss Evangelista was, her echo or whatever was fading. But she has like that human reaction to things. Yes, it was a little silly here and there in this one. Like I like the stern need to keep it platonic. When you went to like grab her from the shadows and she said, "Oi," and slapped his hands off of her. He's like,
yes.
"What are you doing? No touchy." I like, yes, yay. He grabs Martha and it's like, oh. And, she who shall not be named, she gets grabbed and she just melts like ice cream in the sun. I appreciated that. A lot of this is in my notes, but it's like so much is just, it's always cool to see Donna react. Not always rationally necessarily, but in a real way. She's not all stars in her eyes about everything. She's like, oh, this is dangerous. Oh, what's going on? I'm confused. She goes and talks to the dumb one, Miss Evangelista, because everyone else is making fun of her. So she's the conscience.
She's very empathetic.
Exactly, yes. And I think that's why I like her so much, because I can identify with that. So when she's feeling someone else's, stuff, kind of how it works. It's kind of like, it's like a conduit kind of thing. This inclusion of River it's like she has a screwdriver. She has like a little gun thing that can. Didn't Captain Jack have one of those that can make like a hole in a wall that it could run through? When the gas mask people were chasing them, I think.
Maybe?
I think he had one of those. I forget what it's called. She has one of those. Definitely one of the more kind of wow episodes. Because that's what I said when it ended, was wow. Just like, wow.
Shall we go to the notes?
Sure. Let's go to the notes.
Philip's notes.
So we arrive at a library planet.
Yes.
Wow to that too. How great would that be?
It's basically the Library of Alexandria or something like that, but as a whole planet, because it's not only of one species information,
Yeah.
it's the information of all of existence in the universe.
That would have to be like Valhalla for you. Like,
Yes.
like the heavenly place to be. You can learn about anything and everyone and everything in the universe. Holy
Yes.
hell. When I saw that, I was like, oh my God, you're in love.
Yes.
Like, don't make me fight you, library planet. He's mine.
And like the Library of Alexandria was meant to be, it's every single book ever written, at least one copy, is in that library world.
Well, hopefully this world doesn't suffer the same fate. We have count the shadows. So I think that's interesting too. Count it. I assume now it means how many shadows do you have? Or how many
Yes.
shadows are projecting. At first I didn't know. I was like, is there like a number puzzle or some kind of lock or something? But then when we saw the guy with the two shadows, I was like,
Yes.
oh, okay.
That one thing is a real shadow, the other one is the moving shadow.
Yeah. Vashta Narada. I'm gonna call him the Vash. It's easier for me. The Vash. And I like when they're trying to get inside the door and Donald's all like, just Sonic it. He's like, I can't, it's wood. I was like,
Well,
and then
yes,
he did.
that is true.
And he did because there's metal components to it. That amused me.
And well, they'll have to open it the old-fashioned way. Break
Boom,
it down.
Yeah, Donna's a beast. Love Donna, yeah. Sometimes you just kind of reminds me of when her granddad was trapped in the car and they're trying to and the mom's just like, I have an axe, fuck this, bang, bang, and saves him. Like, just sometimes brute force is all you need. So I kind of remind me of like a callback to like what her mom did when she solved the situation by force. Then we find out, as we said, the girl is a security camera in the library. And she can hear the sonic screwdriver as the doctor's trying to
Yes.
fiddle with it. I find that bridge very interesting.
Yes, the whole world is actually inside of her. And they can even contact her. They can try through telephone or through the television screen.
Yeah. And at first I thought it was going to be one of those, something similar to when the one person could, whatever she drew came to life. She was drawing the library. And I was like, what if something like that is going on where she can make things come to life? So we're not really entirely sure what her role, other than probably being the one to save them, because that's what her doctor said, that she needed to save them, to help them. But what exactly is her link? Why is she a security camera? You know, that kind of thing. There's a lot of questions, obviously, because this is a two-parter,
Yes.
at minimum, as far as we know.
And this library is supposed to be far in the future.
Yes.
So it looks like she's in what could be thought of as the present.
Exactly, yeah.
Looking at the aesthetics, the decor, what they're wearing. The library's in the future, she's in the present.
They have a rotary phone. So, yeah.
All right. Maybe a few years back, maybe they're old-fashioned and like to still have landlines.
So, yeah, it's just her link to this library is going to be very curious. All of us going to be very curious to see unfold. We had quite a bit of a cliffhanger here. And the doctor's trying to figure out, and he says, I'm old and thick. I need a bigger head. It's like, darling, your head's big enough. That's what I thought to myself. Then I like the line. They're like, you don't like archaeologists? He's like, I look at archaeologists and I laugh. He's, I'm a Time Lord. I look at archaeologists and I laugh.
I can understand that.
That's funny, yeah. Which would have been funny now, knowing what we know, what we think we know about River. Just interesting. Then we have one of those, like, one of his fingers to lips moments. If you understand me, look scared. No one did. And he was getting like frustrated because no one was looking scared. I'm like, stop it.
They're too busy being confused.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're too busy being confused. They don't know what they're supposed to be scared of. He's going to have to tell them what it is that is threatening them so
Yeah.
that they can be scared.
I'm being vague and bossy. Be scared. Listen to me.
Why? Who are you?
I like the whole like why are we listening to him? Like I like when people say that. I get why they do. I get it. It's just funny that it happens the way it does. And then 100 years ago, we found out the Vash invaded, came there, something, and wiped out everyone. And there's millions upon millions of them, a million's million, whatever, of them. And I touched upon River calling him pretty boy, which not only am I assuming that she's a future companion, obviously the doctor that she is with is not young, is my guess. So I'm thinking she's with an older doctor. This is one of those where like if you've watched the entire series and you watch this one again, this could be a fun one to really look at all the foreshadowing and, you know, stuff that you already know.
Being a Time Lord, though, one would probably have to expect something like this to happen, that they're going to run into someone that knows them, but they aren't going to know them.
Maybe, but I don't think you would expect this. Like, I don't think you would expect a possible future companion to be in the past before she met him, but knows who he is, but is somehow in the past before she met him, talking to him, knowing everything in her little book that looks like the TARDIS. She even says to him, "This is the youngest I've ever seen you." And it's like, has she seen more than one version then? And then the whole time that River is talking with the doctor and whatnot, Donna just looks really worried. She's seen her possible replacement in the flesh.
It's happened before.
Yeah.
Why would it stop now?
Well, not like this. Martha had an entire season before, and Donna had a couple episodes before she saw Martha. Now she saw Donna has seen a past companion and possibly a future companion. That's got to be like a new record for a companion. Holy crap! So let's say you are seeing someone, and over here you see someone and the person they dated before you. You're like, oh, well, it's me. No, it's cool. No, I like you. We're friends, but he's mine now. Then you look over here, and you see your current beau, and they're with someone that's not you. And they're saying they're from the future, and you're like, I get replaced. When does that happen? So I'm making it romantic, but just that the parallels are there. I'm not saying that this is the relationship is romantic. No, I'm just kind of comparing it to a way that makes sense as far as like the real world.
Even more than that, how does it happen? Not simply when, but how.
Yeah. There's a line, I think I wrote it down. So they're trying to get to the bottom of it. And it said, "You've only just met him." No, he's only just met me. Good line. And then Miss Evangelista gets devoured by the Vash, and Donna says she's conscious, and the doctor says she's a footprint on the beach and the tide is coming in.
An excellent analogy.
Yeah. Or Donna just
a quirk of the technology of the time.
And the doctor is getting very irritated with River because she can't tell him, because he's like, "Who are you to me?" And she says, "Spoilers." I was like, see, spoilers suck. Be River. Everyone watching, be River. Thank you. And then River finds out who Donna is by her name. And Donna's like, "Why don't you know me?" Because River's like, "Oh, you're Donna." And she says, "Where am I in the future?" And River's face was just like, spoilers. And I'm like, uh-oh, no. We find out that the Vash are shadows that melt the flesh. Very cool. Very cool.
And quickly.
Yes, very quickly. I will not argue going that way. Quick. You scream for like a nanosecond. Not in pain anymore. Yay. We saw Dave had 2 shadows. That was really, really well done.
Yes.
That was really cool. Then we talked about River has a sonic screwdriver. And Doctor says, "That looks like mine." She's like, "It is yours." He's like, "That's impossible. I would never give my sonic screwdriver to anybody." I'm like, yeah. I mean, he's loaned it to people before. But he's never outright given it to someone. Like, she still has it? Huh. I would think that Whovians who have watched all of it and are going on this journey with us have been chomping at the bit to get to this episode just to see, like, because they know what's going to happen. They, like, if River is a future companion, they knew she was coming in this one. How are they going to react to this? Because this is all new to us.
Yeah.
So it's like, whoa. And as Donna gets transported, teleported, but then like it's like,
there's some sort of interference.
yeah, and screams.
Somehow there's something even more powerful than the Doctor's TARDIS that
Yeah.
it's overriding it. No, she is going to be downloaded and saved.
Yeah. And then we get that that ending that we talked about, where Donna is an information statue with a face. And that is all for my notes. Everything else are for my patrons over on Patreon. This was a banger of an episode. Like, I can't even say I didn't see it coming, because I don't see any of them coming, obviously. But I didn't think we'd go in this direction. Like, this is so, like, to put it in like very I guess crass terms, it's kind of a mind fuck. It's just like, what is going on?
Or trippy, something like that?
Yeah. But not like, whoa. I think it's just like, what? Obviously, I don't regret watching this at all, but like watching this with a migraine and trying to be like, what? What? I worried I'd have trouble focusing during the episode, because it's hard to, you know, when you have headaches and you don't feel good and all that stuff, it's hard to concentrate. When you have like, I have a splitting migraine going on this side of my head, like right here. So it's just like, I'm gonna focus. But then it was just like at the beginning, and Donna was all upset because she was at the library and wanted to go to the beach, but the doctor got that message on a psychic paper, and I'm like, oh my god, please something happen. Please something happen. My head hurts so much, something happen. And then, yeah, I got my wish and then some. A ton of something's happened. To say that I'm intrigued and very much looking forward to the next one is an understatement. How does this play out? Does River stay spoiler free? Does Donna get saved? Do they escape the Vash?
That's actually a very good question. It's
all this and more on next week's Doctor Who.
Yes. It's very suspenseful.
Yeah, it is. 100% yes. So, yeah. At the moment. There's a lot to take in.
Even for the Doctor himself.
Yeah, even his mind's kind of blown right now. Which is good. Good.
Yes, he is at the moment experiencing how others feel that, well, this is what happens when you don't have all of the answers, and thus you aren't in complete control.
There you go.
It makes you feel helpless, does it?
How do you like it? All right, is there anything else you'd like to add about this very intriguing episode? All right. Well, it's going to wrap this one up. Yeah, this was something.
Amazing. Brilliant.
Brilliant. You're brilliant. I'm going to go back through the season one day and take a shot every time he says someone's brilliant. All right, I'm done. All right, that's going to wrap this one up. As always, I don't have a fancy outro, so I'll simply say thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next one. Until then.